You are most welcome, my dear fashionistas. This is Yvonne Winifred, and in today's episode, we are making a flared trouser. Just as you see in the picture, it is a trending trouser, but it has been on since the 70s. So let's make this trouser and subscribe to my channel if you are new. So this is the fabric that I'm working with, folded into two already, and this is going to be my front. So I've already marked my waistline, there the crotch line, then the knee line and the hem line down below, plus 2 inches as the hemming allowance down there. Those are the 2 inches hemming allowance. So how I came about this, first off, I will be adding a waistband. I'm not adding a waistband together with the trouser. I'll be adding a waistband of about 1.5 inches or 2 inches there, and I've just left about some sewing allowance. So from there, I just divided the hip measurement by 4 to get 10, and I added 1 inch. So I marked the crotch line at 11 inches there. That is the crotch line. I'm working with hip measurement of 40. So from there, whatever I have from the crotch line to the hem line, not the hemming allowance but the hem line, I divide it by 2 and I subtract about 1 or 2 inches to get my knee line in the middle there, the one you've seen there. So now coming here at my crotch line, again I'm dividing the hip measurement by 4. 40 divided by 4, I get 10 inches, plus ½ inch as the ease allowance, plus 1.5 inches. So I get 12, and it's that 12 that I'm going to mark at the crotch line. And after marking it there, I'm also going to mark it at the waistline. And those 2 points are just going to help me get my center front. So I just connect those 2 points like this, get the center front. Now that is the center front, and from that center front, again I from whatever I got after dividing my hip measurement by 4, which is 10, I again divide that 10 by 4 to get 2.5, and I mark that 2.5 from that center front towards the side, and that is now my crotch measurement. So after that, I just divide that crotch measurement by 2, and whatever I get, I mark it along that crotch line. So after marking it at the crotch line, I mark it at the knee line and also at the hem line. So now I'm just going to be connecting those points to form a new line along the crotch, knee and the hem lines, so that I continue with the other markings as you will be seeing. So this is what I am doing now. There are many ways of cutting a trouser, so don't get confused. Just learn from me. So at the waistline, I come back here again. I divide the waistline by 4 inches plus 1.5 inches as the sewing allowance. I want to be adding ease at the waist. Then I determine where my hip line is, and I connect those points to form that side shape like that. So I also slant the waistline by 1 inch and then connect to the side, just to give it a nice shape. It's not straight, it is a bit curved and round. Your waist is curved, it's not straight, so that's why I've come down by 1 inch. After there, I just shape out the crotch as you see there. I then move to the knee line and divide the knee measurement by 2, and whatever I get, I mark it down. So I have about 10, so I mark 5 inches on this side of the line and another 5 inches on the other side of the line. So guys, now for the flare, you can just go down straight from the knee straight to the hemline, or to however much you have at the hem, along the hem, however much fabric you have. But for this case, I'm going to go down by 5 inches. You can even use 6 or 4, whatever you want, just to elongate the legs. So I'm going down by 5 inches to imagine another line there, so that I duplicate whatever measurement that I have at the knee line onto this new line at the 5 inches that we've gone down at. And from those points, I'm just going to connect straight to the hem. I just connect straight down. So you can use however or whatever measurement you want as your flare, but this time round I have about 15 inches. So I straight away connect my points like this, and the flare is formed. So this is what I'm doing, and this line should be straight and not curved. So if you have your rulers, use them correctly to connect all the points so that your flared trouser shape is formed. So this is what I am doing. If you have any questions, please comment below. I'm so willing to answer you. So now guys, I just fold my hem allowance in and I start cutting. So when it comes to a trouser, you should always know that the knee measurement and the ankle measurement and the thigh measurement, in case you're using it, you divide it by 2 inches, by 2 not 2 inches, anyway, 2 inches or 2. And then for the waist and the hip, you divide them by 4. That is it when it comes to a trouser. So this is what I have, and now I have 2 pieces of the front, as you see, and I'm just going to take one piece aside and use this other one to form the back part of the trouser. So now again I've folded another fabric into 2, as you see, and I've pinned down my front so that I cut out the back. So in this case, you have to leave out some inches at the top here, at the waist, and along the crotch line there. You leave out some space, about 3 inches according to your size, 3 to 2 inches. So at the side here, I'm just going to add 1 inch along the waistline, and that 1 inch will be for the dart. The back will have a dart, but the front will have no dart. So the dart will be about 5 inches in the middle there. So after there, I move onto the waistline on top here at the center front. I'm just going to elongate this center front to form the center back by 2 inches, just straight along that center front. So I just elongate it by 2 inches. Remember, we subtracted 1 inch at the front, so we add another inch, and those are the 2 inches that we add for the back. And then I connect the other dart line to that new point that I've made, and at the crotch line here I just add about 2 inches. Sometimes if you're small, you can even add 1. So from that 2 inches along the crotch line, I go down by half an inch, and from that half an inch I connect straight to this center back that we've formed. So now this is the new center back slash crotch that we formed for the back, and from there I just connect into the knee line. But sometimes if you want, you can even increase the knee line by 1 inch and the ankle line by maybe 1 inch or a half an inch, but in this case I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to connect this line into the knee line just like that for the back. So that is the shape for the back. I'm not going to add anything else. That is all. Just grab my scissors and start cutting. Always make sure the center front and the center back they cut close, you know, from where they join from where we added the 2 inches on top for the back. I'm going to show you that part. On top here, along the waist there, they have to cut close. So this is what I have. So I also now have 2 pieces for the back and 2 pieces for the front. So now it's time to sew. So this is it. We are getting there. So to start sewing, I'll get the midpoint of this the waistline for the back, and then take in my dart. Remember that that is 5 inches long and half an inch in width. Then for the front, this is the front, I'll just, you know, right sides facing each other, I'll sew along the crotch there, and after that I'll join the sides for both the front and the back to have something like this. Yes, the inner leg seam is also sewn in. So now what I have to do is to join the waistband to the trouser, and then finish the hem and attach a zipper. This is the back. This is how it looks like. So at the back here, I have to attach a zipper after attaching a waistband. So guys, now I'm just going to go ahead and cut the waistband. So I've cut a piece. This is it. It is 4 inches in width, as you see, and on fold it will be 2 inches. Remember, we have 1.5 inches for the waistband and half an inch to sew. So I will attach this, finish the zipper, and the trouser will be done. So it is 1.5 inches. After sewing, I'll just sandwich the main trouser, into that waistband to have something like this. The trouser is done. Done. So this is the flare part. I like what I see. That is the flare. The hem is already finished. That is the waistband, neatly done. At the back, the zipper is also intact. So guys, that is how to form this trouser. It is not difficult at all. That is the flared trouser. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I love you so much, and God loves you. See you in my next video.